Morning, I think, again. So we had this last week with StreamYard and we've just had it again today where it's not publishing properly to Facebook from pre-scheduled ones. So I'll just check that I'm here. Oh, now I've lost Facebook. Yes. I'm here. So where am I? Right, morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late, but I wasn't late, but StreamYard made me late. So fun. So happy Monday. So confused. Oh, I've got people. Morning, but I don't know who you are yet because StreamYard's not telling me that either. I do love a Monday. I can't even find my own group. That's how busy it's been. You might have just had it, but I've just been trying to write out an email really, really quickly before I came live. Anisha and Daniela. Donna. It's because it says Donna Danielle. Oh, shall I calm down a little bit? Right, so I am on. Hi, Anisha Banks. I love that you said your surname in case I might not notice you. Can you tell StreamYard your name or isn't it working either? So this is my favourite kind of live, as always, because I don't have to prepare anything particularly, although I did get a few questions sent in. So I have lots to talk about, but this is very much one of those where you can ask me a question and I will answer it the best I can. So if you have a business question, crack on. If you have an anything question, crack on. One of my favourite questions has been, what have I asked Santa for Christmas? Which I guess I may as well answer now. And you're going to be so depressed by this. No, it is showing now, Donna. Look, there you go. Hi. Yeah, I don't even want to share what I've asked for because Tom refuses to wrap it me up because he says I'm not having it for Christmas and I can just have it now. I've asked for like a window vac. How depressing is my life? And I mean, it is very depressing. But this comes from the fact that I'm dead lucky and generally I'll mostly buy most of the stuff that I want, like within reason, and there's nothing I do want. So a window vac, it's not even a car show, it's a Vileda, apparently. And I just decided I wanted one because I'm sick of condensation inside my windows and sick of cleaning it off. So anyway, that's question one answered. I hope you're getting so much from this kind of session. Morning, Sally. All right, my love. You've had a massive change recently. I hope it's all the way you want it to be. So since yesterday, so I don't know if you all saw, and I've sent the email this morning. Don't know if you all saw, but I had a PR piece published on BBC yesterday, and it's been mentally insane. This by far has been the most crazy one ever. But then I got a few questions around the whole body positivity stuff and sort of not even that being able to accept yourself as you are. So I was going to talk a little bit about that. Although I say that, not that I don't know what to say. I don't want to end up in a bit of a lecture to you all. I know, it's weird, isn't it, Anisha? And it's lovely. Like, it's a brilliant place to be. And I'll ask for things like perfume, etc. But if I needed it, if I'd run out, I'd just buy it. And I'm so grateful for that. But it means it's really hard for Tom when he wants to buy me things. So did everyone, has anyone seen the BBC News thing? Let's make it very clear right now. I have not. So I've shared it loads. I hate watching myself. I never watch my lives back. I hate hearing myself. I can look at pictures. It's my voice. I can't bear to listen to myself back. So I haven't even watched the blinking thing. Jane says it's great. Tom said it was brilliant, apart from a really cheesy slow-mo shot at the end, which I can absolutely buy because the whole thing was cheesy. The whole thing filled me with horror. Having to slip shorts on just for fun because that's basically what they're there for, is to see my body. So it's very, very strange feeling. Good. I'm glad. Anisha's seen it. Thank you. I'm glad. And the point of everything I do around this is this idea that we've all got our reasons, we've all got our insecurities, we've all got our things, our perfectly valid things. Oh my God, Anisha, no. Every bit of that just makes me, I don't know, cringe, I guess. But it's doing exactly what I want it to do. And it's really hard because I'm fighting that juxtaposition between I want to help people, but also I don't want to see myself. It's really, really weird. Okay, Sally, we'll talk about you because I definitely want, this has turned into a whole thing. Oh, yes, it is your friend. perfectly normal human being-ish. My whole point of this is we all have our insecurities. We all have our actual physical reasons of stuff that can stop us doing things that we want to do. So I have a physical reason to not wear shorts in summer. But God, I'd been miserable. And everything I want to talk about around this is this idea that we've all got something and we all think nobody else has this or understands. But the fact is, it doesn't matter what it is. I used to think my nose was huge as a teenager. Like I still probably do, but I don't care. I'm not going to fix it. I don't care enough to fix it, even if I could. So I guess what my message in all of this is recognizing that we've all got something. We've all got a hang up and they are all valid, completely and utterly valid. What you choose to do with that is where you get to start dictating what kind of life you have. So you can choose to cover it up or to try to hide it and to be super aware of it and to focus on it. I think that's the big thing. You can choose to focus on it, or you can just choose to focus far, far away from it. I go to Tesco, see people staring at me and think I've got something on my face. I forget that I have a real thing that they're staring at. And that's genuinely true now. And it wasn't always like that, but it's about learning how you can move your focus out of yourself. And I've had loads of messages. And when I say loads, I mean loads. Me and Jade were replying to them all this morning. But lots of them aren't from people with scars. Lots of them are shared stories. And it's just gorgeous to hear. But lots of them are from people with other issues, other body issues that they have. And the fact that I'm reaching and sharing this message is everything that I want to do. Yeah. If you've got a specific question about body positivity, ask. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sort of jabbering on around it. Thanks, Sally. Even the picture they used me on the front just makes me howl. It's so cheesy. Anyway, so that's that. I wanted to talk about it because I can't not talk about it. But unless you have a specific question, obviously that's not particularly what this session's for. So I did have a question about building money in your business, I guess. And although I can only go into kind of a top level stuff around here. Oh, Kerry, how lovely to see you. Oh, I'm proper thrilled you're here. This is like a really weird session today because it's just a bit of a hybrid. Who knows what's going to happen? Oh, I love you very much. I'm so happy you're here. I ain't seen you for ages. So I've got a question about building money in your business. So if you don't know, I entirely buy into this concept of money called Profit First, which is a book that you don't really need to buy. You can just Google the concept. But the idea is that when you get money into your business, you remove some of it and almost squirrel it, hide it away, so that you're not left with a big chunk of money in your bank that you think is your business money that you can spend, that you can reinvest. Because all that happens then is you get to the end of the year, you've not paid yourself. You might not have enough left for any tax that you're due. You certainly haven't made a profit because a lot of the time we think we're investing back in our business in a healthy manner, and we're not. That is definitely not what we're doing. The most important thing for building money in your business is taking some of it out as soon as it comes in. And if you're a service-based business like me, that's so much easier because I don't have costs going out. If you're a product-based business, it's much harder. And I tend to do it on percentages. So for me, like I'm happy to share mine, but for me, when I get any money in from a client for anything I do, 60% of that, and like I said, I'm lucky, it goes into a pot for wages. And that covers my wages and Jade's wages. And I know I have enough in that pot to like pay us for ages. And I'm really grateful about that until I sack Jade for driving me crazy.
And who will make the tea?
And then who will make the tea? So I smuggle 60% away immediately. I move 15% into tax and I move 5% into profit. And then I'm playing with 30% of my wages, 20% of my income to reinvest in my business. And that has to pay for things like hosting and domains and software that I use. But it means I start operating my business on a much tighter budget than I used to. And it's so sensible. It makes me really, because before I would have bought software that I wanted or something that I think would make my life easier. And now it's very much has to be a consciously thought through decision of whether I can afford that in my business, because paying us is way more important. And I even play a little game with myself to see if I can pay Jade from that pot rather than from the wages pot and keep building the wages pot up. But my point is that the moment money comes into my business, I shift it around into spaces that are locked off for other things. And I only play with, for me, 20% of my business. If you're buying stock to sell, these percentages will not work for you, but a different one will. And it's important you recognize that. My business this year, since I've been doing this solidly in my own business, so I've got complete control over my money now, whereas in a partnership, it wasn't like that. I have complete control. I can choose where I put my money. So that's one big part of building a business. I'm so glad you're at home. And I am very snugly warm, but I don't know who said it. Claire, good morning. I'm proper snugly warm, but I'm not actually snugly warm because it's freaking freezing in here. We've got 3 heaters on right now. And the other bit of building money is knowing the difference between long-term strategy and quick cash. And these are 2 very, very different paths, and both so important depending on where you are in your business. So long-term strategy is this idea of knowing what you want from your business, knowing what you need to create to get there, knowing what you stand for, what your business is actually about. Quick cash is very, very different. Quick cash is if you need an injection for something. So it might be your tax bill is more than you thought. It might be that you've had an expense at home that you suddenly need to pay for. Quick cash and strategy are very, very different things, and they're both so important. So for example, if I needed quick cash, I would either put out some sort your shit sessions and hope some people bought them, which generally they do, but that is something that I will do if I need quick cash, but also they're part of my strategy. I do those strategically through the year. I would create a new course very quickly and market like hell. If I needed quick cash, there are ways I would do an offer on a website package. There are ways that I can do that. When I'm talking about my strategy, my long-term strategy is to create mini courses and have those going out kind of all of the time. And technically, although I say this all the time and then change my mind because I still love working one-to-one, technically I want to do less one-to-one work, she says. So it's about knowing what my strategy is, and that version of that switching to quick cash and knowing when the difference is necessary. If you know you've got loads of stock hanging around and Christmas is nearly over and you can sit on it for another year, or you could do something quickly to get it out of your space, do the quickly get it out of your space thing. It is wasted. Thinking that you're going to sit on it for a year to make more profit next year, such a waste. Do something to get it out now as quickly as you can. So it is really hard, but this is where you almost have to be so strategic, Donna. So you need to know what you are going to make this month, this quarter, and know what you need to buy to make that stuff. And it means your plan has to be far more in depth than other people's. But this is why you should always know what you are creating this next month and what you can buy for that. And then you can start seeing what my pattern is here to figure out your percentages. But like, if you follow Profit First, the minimum is putting 5% profit away straight away from everything. Because if you don't do that, like, you're not ever going to be making money in your business. Wages is a tricky one. I entirely advocate taking wages from the beginning, but I didn't necessarily. And certainly through Life Lounge, we didn't take a proper wage at all from that business, whereas I was still taking it from my own. So it's knowing, you've got to know in advance what you are making that month, what you are creating that month. And you have so much fabric there that you really need to go through and start recognizing, right, I am going to use that fabric up for now. Until you get to that space where you know exactly what you're creating, you can't, because you'll see some new fabric because that's the popular thing at the moment and it all gets sideswiped. And the idea is that you get rid of the other stuff and build yourself into a place where you have that cash reserve to be able to buy the new stuff. But you've got to get organized and get yourself into that kind of position. Thank you, somebody. Helen, thank you. Oh, Helen's snuggled up in bed. You can't see her GIF on here, but I can see it on Facebook. Good. Anisha, I hit my salary tip. Your tip was based on Starling. That's hilarious, Anisha. So the brilliant thing about a bank like Starling, I'll leave that on for a minute, is that it's scribble. You can open these things called spaces, and they're like savings accounts, and you can scribble money away into them. So when you open your app, it doesn't look like that money's sat there in your current account. But when you get your bank statement, the spaces are nowhere inside it. It's just all of your money still shows on your bank statement. So it's perfect for accounting. But from a visualization perspective, this money is like secret. It's like hidden away. So it's not on your main screen. And that is the beauty of it. So when I want to pay wages, I'll go into my wages pot, transfer some money back into my main pot, and then pay myself. But it sits like hidden off of the main screen. And so, yes, you can find you have, like, when mines come around, you can have thousands in there that you just didn't know that, not that you didn't know, but that isn't showing and you're not dipping into. I love so much that you forgot about it. Like, that's amazing. But this is the best thing. I know if I didn't work for a few months now, I could still pay us the same wages. A lot of that comes on deciding how much you want to earn a month. So I would rather you be regularly paying yourself £100, £200 a month regularly, and then topping it up when you can, than not paying yourself all some months, because the mindset shift on that is huge. Having a regular income, and so I'm a limited business owner. So what I pay myself a month is strategically designed to fit within the thresholds of where other taxes and where stuff needs to be paid. My accountant tells me, pay yourself this much a month. And then anything else I can take as dividends on top of that. And there are clever ways to do things, but I pay myself the exact same amount every month. And I can do now for months ahead if I quit work, basically. And that's a lovely, lovely place to be. And a really important one. It makes you feel very safe in your business. So yes, I'm glad that's helpful. What have I asked Santa for? I've told you that. And then another question, probably the last question I'm going to do, unless someone's got one live, because I will absolutely answer live questions, is Donna, it's normal. And I didn't take a wage in some businesses for a while or ever. But it will always cycle back to, you've got to get on top of it first until you can, and until you treat your business money as separate from your home money. And I know your situation. I know that could be a really, really hard place to be, but until you do that, you can't get out of that kind of feast or famine cycle. And feast or famine is where you've either got loads of money or no money at all. And we're aiming for a really steady cycle where you start building up your reserves, but it is impossible to build your reserves if you dip into them. And I know that sometimes that potentially can't be helped. And so much about that is about building stability in your life in general, which is a whole big thing. Anisha, bit the bullet. Yay! This is the stuff I'm talking about. This idea of quick cash and getting rid of stuff that doesn't serve you. And there are lots of regrets I have from my first businesses where I spent money on stuff that entirely useless, pointless. Yeah, sell it if you can sell it. So I've bought like lifetime licenses to things. I can sell off those licenses for stuff I don't use. There is one that I sort of think I still might sell off because I like Trello better. I bought something that's was supposed to replace Trello, but I don't love it. I just don't. But I bought a lifetime license. If I can sell it on, it's well worth it. Social Bee, I bought lifetime licenses for that. It's one of the best things I ever bought a lifetime license for. I don't know how many times I can say lifetime license. But there are assets in your business that you can get rid of. So yes, definitely we should be getting rid of some of Donna's fabric, but she's got a massive block to some of that. Yeah, keep going. I've had stuff for sale on Marketplace for ages and then suddenly it just sells. But if not, make something out of it that's easy, quick to make, like a cushion cover or something. I don't know, I'm just chucking ideas out. And it is going to happen for you in 2023. Just get on top of it. And I know it's easy to sit here and say, but trust me, I have been through all of these cycles. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, or I'm planning to talk about, but I will talk about anything else, is Christmas commitments. How do I handle all the Christmas commitments? So this year is the very first year I've got almost 3 weeks off. So our last working day is next Monday, and we've got a big live face-to-face Christmas training networking day, and I'm so excited about that. If you're local and you're not coming, please come. Message me if you need to know anything. So next Monday is our last official working day, and then I am not back till Monday the 9th. And like the joy of this is I finish my last day on a networking training session, and Monday the 9th is strategy day, which is a live hosted day for women. So I start my working week back on that. I'm like, this is exactly why I do what I do. So this year, for the first time, I've given myself almost 3 weeks off, and it's worked out that long because of how my kids break up. They don't break up till next Wednesday, and then they don't go back till the 9th. But I have no client commitments in that time. Now, I love my job. I will absolutely, without question, be working, but I don't have any commitments. I can choose work. I can choose to do whatever the heck I want in those 3 weeks. And I love my job. So I know I will choose work. And that is perfectly okay when it's an actual choice. The Christmas commitment thing is about, so one of the things I did a live in Claire Mannion's She Is Strong group the other day. And one of the things I talked about in there is we seem to have this default yes response to people asking us things. And so people say, oh, I'm having a Christmas party at mine. If you've got time, will you come around? And you sort of say, oh, yeah, that'd be lovely. And then you think of ideas or reasons in your head how you can get out of that. And so I know, let's be clear, not all of you are like me, and some of you might actually enjoy social occasions. But we tend to have this default yes to anything. And I really, really want us to work into shifting into a bit of a default no space. So where we say, instead of saying yes immediately, we say, oh, thank you so much. That sounds lovely. I'll have to check my diary there before I can say yes or no. And all you are doing there is just buying a bit of space. But also what you are doing is, even if you said, yes, that sounds lovely, I'll try to come, you've implanted a yes in their head. So when you retract that, if you try to retract that and say no, it feels very much like you're letting them down. If you can avoid commitment in the first place, it is so much easier to be able to say, oh, I checked my diary, I'm really sorry, I can't make it that day. Because you haven't already set an expectation, even if you didn't mean to set that expectation. So a lot of this needs to be shifting our default yes into, that sounds really lovely, I'll have to check my diary before I can commit. Or I think my husband's got something on that day, I'll have to check and get back to you. Give yourself a default no and the space to hold that first before you say yes. And also, if you know you're not going to go, let people down as early as you can. Like, these last minute letdowns absolutely suck. It's such a hard thing, because I have been that person until I got confident enough to say no thanks from the very, very beginning. I knew I was never going to go to things, but I'd still say yes because of fear. I need to sneeze. Bless me. Fear of letting someone down, whatever it was. But you end up costing that person money. So they might have forked out for food for you. Say someone's throwing a party and you've said you're going. They've forked out food for you. There's an expectation. So basically, I'm not going to lecture you. Say no as early as you can if you're not going to go. And say no to anything that doesn't fit with what you want your Christmas to be like. Because we seem to forget that at Christmas, it is also about us a lot. And we run around doing all these things for other people. And I have had so many Christmases where I've been so excited to almost fill in my diary for the next year, start making my Christmas plans. And I've not got around to it because we're visiting people all over. And then I got to a stage where I'm like, right, we wake up at home on Christmas morning, non-negotiable. We now have Christmas dinner at our house every year, non-negotiable. And we'll take it in turns to invite people. But I basically am not leaving my house on Christmas Day because I don't want to anymore, because it doesn't fit my children, it doesn't fit my family life. And that is how it works. Full stop. Anyone who wants to visit us is basically welcome before 6 p.m. If they want to. And then we'll arrange to go and visit people like further along the line. It's a bit of a treating Christmas as a season rather than the day, and making sure that you are getting the Christmas that you want, because if you don't take charge of it, you won't. And all this comes down to, am I in control of myself or not? Hang on, let me just catch up with some things. So Anisha says to Donna, try eBay. Vinted, is that Helen? Because I know she was selling stuff. Oh, I've lost my feed. It is Helen. Look, how could I guess? I tried Vinted. Sally, it started to snow. It was snowing here a bit yesterday. It's completely frosty and beautiful, but we ain't got any snow yet, so I hope it comes up to us. I'm gutted you can't come next week. I cannot wait to see you in January. Well done, Anisha. Yeah, great idea. Make sure you have no. Well done. And who is this one? Claire. To be honest, to make an excuse why I can't go, people offer to help you overcome the non-existent hurdle. That's true. So if I say, oh, I can't, I ain't got a babysitter now, people say, oh, bring your kids. I'm like, I don't want to bring my kids. I didn't want to come in the first place. Yes, that's completely true. And then you have to make up even more reasons. Yeah, don't. It is okay to say no. You don't even have to explain yourself. It depends on your relationship with the person, but it is perfectly okay to say, I'm really sorry, I've got something else in my diary then. And you don't have to say any more than that if you don't want to. It's a tricky thing to learn. Once you've learned it, it's the easiest thing in the world. I got a message from one of my very, very lovely friends, Vicky, the other week saying, I know you don't do evenings, but we're having a Christmas thing on I think it's this Friday, Vic, on the 16th, and you're very, very welcome. And do you know, I don't even know if I've replied to that. Oh God, because I was out, it was a Tuesday, I was out with my mum. Hang on, let me just write down, text Vicky, or check. But she already knows I'm not going to come to that. I love her very much. If it was an afternoon thing, I might very well have gone. Evening, absolutely no chance. But you still get invited, and now it's so easy to just say, you know, I'm not going to come, don't you? Thanks though, I really appreciate being invited. And no one's offended. Absolutely no one. No one cares. Unless I have ignored it now for 2 weeks. I never spoke to her in the middle, so maybe I ain't ignored her. Yeah, dead easy. It becomes so that it's so enjoyable to say no, because you know you're kind of holding your own space to do the things you want, and it gets easier and easier each time. And the more open and chilled out we are about it, the less anyone else gets stressed about it. Like I said, Vicky knows I'm going to say no, but she's still inviting me anyway, and I love her immensely for that. And then those rare occasions I do go out, I have a cracking time because I wanted to and I chose to. But yeah, Claire is absolutely right. People try and help you get over your excuse, and then you get into an even more tangle. Okay, that was my Ask Me Anything. I've managed it for half an hour. Is there anything anyone wants to ask before we have our Christmas break? And our Christmas break from these lives is ages now. So next Monday, if you are local to Clown where I am, please drop me a message and come and hang out. It's 2 hours in the morning. It's not even past lunch. You'll be home by lunch. To a networking training event locally here. And then on the 9th, when we come back, I'm running Strategy Day, which there is now, someone's decided to work one-to-one with me instead of come on Strategy Day. So I think there's now one place left, but I do need to check that today, Jade. So I think there's now a space on Strategy Day. So if you want to, that is a 10 till 4 day where we plan your business for the next 90 days, technically. So I'm not back here till whatever the Monday is after the 9th. Let me check. The 16th. I'm not back here live till the 16th. If I can, I'll try and pop on, but I'm not making that a commitment. But before I go, I just want to show you my new earrings. Tom just delivered them me. Merry Christmas, everyone. I want to say Merry Christmas. I do have a Christmas t-shirt on, look. But it's far too hot right now. Cold for me to show you that. Look, it's warm up in here now, Jay. Is it? I reckon. Oh, apparently not. I really need to show you my new Christmas earrings. Oh, you know, when a business, right, so this perfect little learning. So I bought these off of a girl I vaguely know who is lovely. She sorted me out a wetsuit for when I went on my last retreat. So bear in mind, I haven't paid to post it. She dropped it off at school for me. It's a beautiful envelope. It's come with a lovely business card. But in here, there's this. I don't know if you see. Thanks for helping my business grow. This card contains wildflower seeds. Put me in a pot, cover lightly, and keep me moist, and they will start to grow. And I can see all the seeds in it. Like, if that's not the most beautiful thing that would make me buy off someone again, I don't know what is. When we talk about what can you do to delight your customers, this stuff is what you can do. That makes me so happy. Then it's come wrapped up even more beautifully in here. I'm so excited for these. You're going to howl. Oh, I feel like some sort of weird YouTube influencer doing an unboxing. Very creepy. And these are earrings. They're Yule log earrings. How amazing are they? I'll put them in to take a photo in a bit. Jade, I can see Jade literally watching my live down there.
So delayed.
But she says it's really delayed.
I can see them now.
How beautiful are they? I'll put them in to take a photo. And they were like £4. £4. And they're handmade. Like, it's insane. I will tag her business, but she's on Facebook and Insta as Love Maddie Crafts. Crafts. Right, I'm going to put my earrings in. No questions. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody. They are so cute. They're so cute. They're dead cool. Have the best Christmas. I will be in. I will talk to you, even if it's by typing before Christmas. But just know I couldn't do any of this stuff without you. So I'm not going to get slushy, but I couldn't. And I'm so grateful for you all being here. And I love you all lots. Have a fab Christmas. I didn't realise it was the last one before Christmas, really. I think I just sort of blanked that out till now. Right. Have the best time. Make it a Christmas that you want to live rather than what everyone else wants of you. Any stuff, just message me as always. All right, ladies. See you soon.